So today I'm going to show you how to make your own fertilizer at home for free with stuff you'd normally just throw away. I imagine many of you are familiar with seaweed tea and comfrey tea and compost tea to use as a fertilizer in your garden. So this is along those lines. You need 3 items. You need water, a container with a lid, and weeds. I think if you can look at your weeds in your garden as future fertilizer, it just makes the process of getting rid of them all so much more enjoyable. Like, let me show you. So I'm taking this part of the yard and turning it into a perennial bed, which means I'm getting all of the grass and weeds out, putting down cardboard, and then layering some wood chips on top. In the process, so far I've got this giant bucket of weeds. And I'm super happy to see them growing because they're gonna make the best ever fertilizer for my plants. Let me show you how to do it. You're gonna need some sort of container like a bucket. So here's my container, my old dirty, broken ice chest. That's what I like to use. It has a lid. You're gonna want a lid, as I said before. And then you simply pile it with all the plant goodness that you have pulled out. Whatever you use, make sure it has a lid because it's gonna really stink. Just warning, you're also gonna wanna have it downwind. I stuff it full, press it down. It will shrink. I don't want the stick in there really though. It'll shrink as it starts to decompose and leach out all of its nutritional goodness into the water. Next thing I'm gonna do is just fill it with water. So we're just gonna fill this up to the top with water. And I'm gonna have it covered. Now if you only have chlorinated water, you can let your water set out and the chlorine will evaporate. Most of it will be gone within 24 hours, but to get all of it to evaporate, it generally takes about 4 to 5 days. I think what I would do, I would fill my bin up with water first and let it sit for 4 or 5 days, and then I would add my plant material into the water. I think the worst case scenario on that is you fill your bin up too full of water and you just have it kind of gushing out the sides. That's not a big deal. Just do it in the grass. Squish it down. The cool thing about this is that every single plant has its own composition of nutrients. So some of them are going to be higher in phosphorus or potassium or calcium. They're all going to add something really great to your concoction. Okay, it's sitting there doing its magic now. So our weed tea is ready. We're going to fish some out and water the plants with it. I'm just going to take a bucket and push it down in here and fill it up with this wonderful stuff. So this has been sitting for about a month. And if you'll notice, the longer it sits, the darker it gets. If I were using a watering can, I would strain it first because the watering cans have those little heads on the end of them that they get plugged up really easily. I'm just using a bucket though. My little artichoke gets a sip of tea or soup or stew or whatever you want to call it. We could have added all those weeds just to our compost pile and gotten compost for the plants eventually to feed them. But if you want something quicker, this is the way to go. Just to warn you, it smells horrible. Does it not smell horrible? It
smells really bad.
You do not want to get it on your hands. It's nasty. But it works really well. So that's all I've got for you today. So until next time, see ya.